Peace fam, P.A. Finley, ThePAFway, coming at you live. This is going to be part 12, self-science. And I'm going to go ahead and try to close this up on this one. I want to appreciate your patience. Yeah. So let's get right into it. Sending out an atomic mushroom cloud explosion of love all across the globe. When do we not need that, right? Okay? Sending out an atomic mushroom cloud explosion of love all across the globe. When do we not need that, right? Okay? Talking about our history, our individual personal history. This is 10 individuals who did the paperwork, put everything on the paperwork, even the nasty stuff. Matter of fact, especially the nasty stuff. Previously, I was talking about life tends to show up in stages of 10 years. Each year has its own highlight. Going back to your first shocking experience, we know what we got to do with that, right? From the previous videos. We have to, the whole goal is to forgive ourselves. And it's going to be the child that's going to be doing the forgiving. Once the child understands that you come in peace and you come to save, and that their lives are going to change from that point on, because they're going to be coming back to the present with you. They'll be in a place to forgive at that particular point. Once they understand that your intentions are authentic and you're not trying to come to destroy and all of that stuff. It doesn't have to defend itself. And it knows that its future is bright. Because everything that you've been experiencing past that point, all the way up until now, it has witnessed from the outside looking in. Now it's going to be viewing life from the inside looking out. And that's all that the child in you ever wanted anyway. So with that promise, it'll be ready to forgive, because it knows in order to accept that promise and accept that journey and take your hand and be led to the present, and throughout the journey picking up its relatives, its brothers and sisters, it knows it's going to have to forget. Otherwise, it's just going to post, "Now I'm good." But believe me, that's not. If it's authentic and you come in with a pure heart and your intentions are right, it's going to accept this, because it's what it's always wanted all the way up until now. So it's not going to pass up the opportunity. And forgiveness is going to be in the act when it reaches out and grabs your hand. After the hug and everything, and you guys and y'all, and there's a communication. There's the apology, there's the amends, and there's the communication of it's going to be all right. Once the grabbing of the hand, once you get the grabbing of the hand, it reaches out to grab your hand. That's when forgiveness is done. And each shocking experience that you have down on paper needs to be done this way. So I'm going to fast forward. You know what you need to do with each shocking experience, and this goes every child, everyone. I mean, you got to understand that after you've done 3 or 4 of these, so you got 3 or 4 children with you, and as you get closer, they grow older. It seems, it appears, and they get bigger. All the way into the adults. You got adults coming with you. But each one of these It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to leave anyone behind, because they will let you know, hey, we just walked right by. They will let you know. They're hurting like I was hurting. So it's going to be real hard to pass up anything, especially when you didn't put it down on paper. So especially when it was poured out of your subconscious, letting you know that this is an issue that needs to be addressed. This is one of your children. So take each individual child, that's what I'm calling them, your children, and go through this process with each one of them. And you're gonna come back to the present with a posse. But you're gonna be you. You know, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be all you. And what you're gonna come to understand is that this is how we unite oneself with oneself. This is the science. This is what the science is about. Listen, it's one thing to know who you are.
Who are you? Do you know who you are? Who are you? Do you know who you be? Who are you? Do you know the one you don't call? Who are you? Do you know the one you call me? Who are you? Do you know the soul inside you? Who are you? Do you know the spirit within? Who are you? Do you know where you're gonna go? Who are you? Do you know where you've been? Who are you? Do you know who you are? Who are you? Do you know who you be? Who are you? Do you know the one you don't call? Who are you? Do you know the one you call me?
The majority of your children the majority of the shocks, if not all of them, are the so-called bad experiences, the so-called negative experiences that we've been taught is bad and negative. In one essence, this is how you turn a negative into a positive. By embracing the negative. Remember, we are all both positive and negative, down to the atom. There's no escaping it physically, even on the physical realm, on the natural. In science, they will tell you that we are both. And this connects and lines up with all as one. The truth is revealed in how well information is connected and blends in with the truth we have already accepted. If this stuff it's like a pieces to a puzzle and they all connect and fit. Remember, man, a lot of us coming up have always experienced some stuff that didn't make sense. It didn't fit. Now we're tapping into what does fit, what does connect, and what does make sense. Now, I'm not knocking our teachings and our raisings and our parents and our teachers and our pastors. Remember the eggshell. The eggshell is necessary to protect that that of the metamorphosis that's taking place within the eggshell. The cocoon, the same way. It's a protector to allow the process to complete itself. Today, the eggshell in the cocoon is being cracked. Little heads and wings is peeking out, and butterflies is no, the chicken, the butterfly, they're not mad and angry at the eggshell. It did contain them. It did stop them from going further. It did suppress them in a certain aspect. But these natural creatures are not angry at these. Matter of fact, they probably, when they leave the eggshell and the cocoon, there's probably a sense of respect and honor and appreciation and thankfulness, gratitude for protecting me while I was going through what I was going through to get here. So we don't want to knock our past. Listen, I know it's even today. That's because we're cracking the eggshell and looking around, man. This thing is containing me, and we fight. We gotta. The chick and the butterfly. Can you imagine what they have to go through to break these casings, these boundaries, these chains? See, we gotta understand that all is one. And there's a purpose behind everything. I'm learning as I'm evolving and growing. To knock nothing. All is a part of the process. Some things are harder not to knock than others. I'll give you that. But just imagine, ride with me for a minute. Imagine if now is the history hundreds of years later, and we study our history. By now, we know to study our individual history as well as all the other histories. The true history, what really actually took place, not the made up stuff. We got all that fixed. Everything is in order. It's heaven on earth. Because we are righteous by nature. Evil and wickedness, the evil and wickedness that we do is unnatural. We do that. We got to force ourselves to do that type of stuff. We got to work very hard against it. We got to, so righteousness comes simple to us. If we're free to be righteous. So now we're there, we're looking at our history, looking at right now, this is history now. And the purpose of the white man was the eggshell. We see this now, because everything has been revealed. The purpose of the white man was the cocoon, the shell. Everything has a purpose. Nothing exists just by happenstance. We're talking about the all-powerful, the all-knowing. We're talking about the grand creator, sir. That which is and that which isn't. All of it. What do you think? They just allowed something to happen because what? What does that mean? What would that reality or that imagination or that possible future mean for us now? Remember, Tupac said something about the rose breaking through the concrete. And I'm sure he got that from somewhere else, but bless his heart, we love him. The rose that breaks through the concrete. Now, to the rose, the concrete was an issue. But to that rose, how powerful, how awesome that rose is. Because of the freaking concrete. If it was just regular soil, it'd be like any other regular rose. But that fool is like the king, the ruler of all roses. Everything has a purpose. I made a comment to a post on Facebook, you know. There was a question, you know, why did we get captured in the first place? How did that even happen? My response, and it just came to the answer. I just got to, a lot of this stuff just comes through me, you guys. I can't take no credit for this stuff. But my response was in the like of, we was on top, but we had to experience what it was to be on the bottom. Now, we're rising back to the top with the bottom experience in tow. The yin and yang. Now as we lead, we and think about it, man. Our race is the one that's been done the worst. Jews make an argument, but they can't keep up with the argument. Point for point, they stop at a certain, and we keep going. I'm just saying, deuces to you, y'all. With this, I got props. I ain't mad. I mean, y'all got an argument, but close but no cigar. That goes to the black man and black woman on this planet. Nobody has the experience that we have, which is the extreme. We was the extreme top. We went to the extreme bottom. And now we're coming back to the extreme top with both experiences. No one, A to Z. No one can argue our history on extreme. Nobody. At the top of the top of humanity, nobody. Our greatness, no, there is no other race to be like, man, we was just as bad or better than y'all. Nobody. And then we're on the bottom, nobody. That's not, like I said, there's one, but if you put us on the paddle and bounce it back and forth, they'll stop in a day and we'll continue on for a couple of weeks. Worst of the worst, best of the best, worst of the worst. Now we rise with both extremes. Dude, that's a butterfly. And we finna fly. But we finna take humanity and planet Earth and the universe with us. Does that include all humanity? According to P.A. Finley and ThePAFway, I think so. No one's left behind. No one. And let me tell you something. This is directly connected to the self-work. No one is left behind. They are all our children. Even if they was grafted and created off of off of a couple of our atoms. They're our children. And somebody needs to answer the question, why was they created in the first place? So that they can be the eggshells to those of us who need both experiences to lead humanity to the next level. As in Star Trek, I'm going to close pretty soon. I like Star Trek because Star Trek shows the future of humanity as one. And that's how we had to unite first before we went out into space. See, there's galaxies and universes and stuff with beings that's like, ain't no division coming out of you. A race, you won. Nobody, you quarantined until you figure that out. Get it together, go through your process, your incubation stage, and go through all of this, your cocooning and all of that. Figure it out. When you come out the doggone cocoon and the eggshell, and you're ready to fly, come holler. We got a spot over here for you. The only issue is we bringing that warring crap out there. That stuff ain't going down. But anywho, obviously, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, y'all seen Star Trek. Y'all know what time it is. But humanity is one. So, and that's our ticket up to the next level, to the next whatever else is going on. But we are the originals. The originals is the one that is going to have the power to unite the people. We're going to do that. I don't know, to every other race, I know y'all like, man, but we important too. Yes, you are. You ain't lying. Every last one of us, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do that we can't. Yeah, it's going to be necessary and integral to the mission of unification of humanity. Everybody's got a part to play. The toe can't do what the finger do. The hand can't do what the foot can do, not all day long. The eye can't hear. The mouth can't see. The whole body does everything, parts and pieces to the whole body that makes sense. That's why the body is the way it is. And that's why we are going to be the way we will be. And this is all a process to get us where we need to be. And it starts with self-science. It starts with first uniting yourself with yourself. And that includes all the horrible parts of you that you are. And y'all know, if walls could talk in bathrooms, y'all know what I'm talking about. If walls could talk when you're alone, y'all know what I'm talking about, the worst of you. The worst of us. That's why when cats be talking about coons and N-words and stuff, man, I got to respond. But I don't respond. I don't blast. I don't do the blasting. I uplift, educate. Elevate the mind. That's it. I throw some stuff on the table. If you eat, you eat. If you don't, you don't. I got a feeling you will one day. Because I always tap into the potential of people. I know who you could be if you don't know. And that's what's happening with self-science. We go through this process. We're going to come out on the other side, uplifting, elevating, connecting with all things, baby. Everything. Lauryn Hill said everything is everything. And everything else is me. I am everything. You are everything. Everything is you. So continue, go all the way, embrace yourself, love on yourself. And I'm telling you, I'm going to say, especially the worst experiences. And we tapped onto this. We're talking about in the last video, training and teaching. Oh, and on my video, the art of fellowship. We deny the part of ourselves that will connect and unite all those who are going through the worst of the crap. We deny that. That has to stop. We can't deny that no more, because people need to be connected with the worst of us. All. No one gets left behind. Can you imagine what that's going to do to the worst of us? When I step to the worst of us and I say, I love you. Who says I love you to the worst of us? How many times have they heard those words? 9 times out of 10, the doggone worst of us is acting out because they don't hear it enough. I must embrace the worst of us because, and guess what? The insight to knowing that I must embrace the worst of us is because I have embraced the worst of me. I couldn't even see that if I denied myself. I love all of me, good and bad, right and wrong, in and out, up and down, left and right. Duality. It's what the cross represents. The center, left and right, up and down, positive, negative. We are all things. Good and evil. That's right. Evil, wickedness, all of that is us. And none of us can deny it. None of us can say, I am not wicked. Even though we'll say it, but it won't be the truth, and we know it. We know we have wickedness in us. We know we do some stuff that's... There's another video I did called We Get Away With Nothing. Always recorded. It's by nothing else, by us. All that sneaky stuff we think we can... No, nothing. Because we have witnessed it. And if we have witnessed it and we're part of the one, all have witnessed it. The one has, there's no getting away from it, man. We in the public eye 24/7. 365. I know that seems a bit, but it is what it is. I'd rather that than not. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what to do. I love you guys so much. Listen, thanks for listening to my rhetoric. Like and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know about some of your experience on the other side, man, when you crack the eggshell. Let me know what time it is, man. This is a beautiful thing. We finna do this. It can be done, and that's the beauty. It can be done. And we can do it almost seemingly with no effort. That's the coolest part about this thing. We don't have to do too much. Just do us. With that being said, stay beautiful as you are. Do so.
Do you know who are you? Where you been? Who are you? Who are we? It's an age-old question. To be or not to be? That was the question. To be and not to be.